Good evening. We are going to digest the Shuggie Soulbender IPA from SingleCut Beer Smiths of Astoria, New York. And they make a lot of pretty interesting IPAs. I've had a couple that I wasn't super impressed with, but some that I was really impressed with. And they kind of, it seems like their style varies. Sometimes it's really hazy, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's juicy New Zealand hops, sometimes it's American, which is cool that an IPA, somewhat centered brewery can do a lot of different types. And this is one I haven't tried before. They say it is honed to perfection with an entirely original combination of New Zealand and Australian hops. So only Southern Hemisphere hops. It's very exciting. And they say 123 IBUs, which is pretty high up there, especially for a beer that's only 7.4% alcohol. But I find that a lot of times the IBUs really have little to no effect on my perceived bitterness. And I've had some of their double IPAs that say they're that 136 IBUs or something, and I was like, oh, this is delicious, juicy. I don't notice it being an unpleasant sort of over-the-top bitterness like some other types of more old-fashioned West Coast IPAs. And this was bottled March 8th, so exactly 2 weeks old. Bought it from Whole Foods today. And let's do it. They don't say exactly which hops, but Australia and New Zealand, probably something like Galaxy and something like Nelson Sauvin. Ooh, real pale. And I can see there's a little bit of haze in the bottle and then some particulates on the bottom of the bottle, but we'll try to avoid that at first. But ooh, no, that is very hazy. That looks like a Trillium beer. And a pretty substantial head. I can't see carbonation much because of the haze. But ooh, that's very nice. Definitely some Nelson Sauvin hops in there. Got that green peppery thing going on. Definitely a little bit of a, it's not quite smoky onion, but definitely lots of green pepper. But also juicy at the same time. And a very finely bubbled head. Yeah, I bet there's loads of Nelson Sauvin and Galaxy hops in here. I get a little bit of a vanilla cakey thing, passion fruit, that I think is from Galaxy. Oranges, sweet, a little spicy. It smells very good, and that head looks extremely soapy and resilient and hoppy. Yeah, that smells really good, and it's not just focused on the juicy and spicy oniony elements like Citra and Mosaic, huge hopped IPAs. I like what's happening between the supposedly Galaxy, I'm assuming, and Nelson Sauvin hops. The green pepper mixed with all the tropical fruits. And it's not pure pineapple. Yeah, it's got a lot of like cupcake and vanilla frosting almost going on in there. Really nice. And not too much carbonation, but ooh, that is quite bitter, but juicy at the same time. Wow. Yeah, this one had like pretty good ratings on sites, nothing that blows you out of the water, but I like this a lot. This is my style. It's soft on the palate at first, but medium carbonation, not super high. And then it gets real resinous, but without getting oniony and kind of sweaty or like cat pissy. Like I noticed with some American pungent hops, these down under hops just are a little bit like cleaner in some way. It doesn't have that dirty dank sweat thing going on, which is fun sometimes, but I'm really enjoying finally figuring out these Southern Hemisphere hops. Yeah, it's a little too bitter to be exactly like drinking tropical fruit juice, but that's not necessary. It's like lots of tropical fruit juice with some green pepper, and I don't know if I can say it's quite like peach or pineapple. It's more of a passion fruit. And the big like vanilla birthday cake thing is like a good way to describe that soft like it's like nectary juiciness, but it's not exactly fruit. It's more of a general sweet, delicious flavor. And I don't know if I'm getting that much citrus either. Only like a very light mandarin sort of thing. Maybe just a hint of grapefruit. But it's it doesn't assault. I got cat tongue. My whole roof of my mouth and my tongue are dried out a lot. And it's quite bitter, but that's really, really nice. I'm enjoying this quite a bit. And I'm getting a little bit of a smoky herbal thing, but it's still not sweaty onion or any of that. I like this beer a lot. I would definitely recommend the Mouse Shuggie. I'm going to give it like an 8.75. It's a beautiful beer. It's slightly different from some of the other juicy New England style beers, but it has like a lot of resinous bitterness and spiciness. So like, yeah, 8.75 or maybe 8.5 because it packs in the tropical fruit without being, and puts in other things in there, and it's not super sweet. And it's definitely a bitter hop heads beer here. So let's do 8.6 or 86 or whatever you want to say for the SingleCut Beersmiths Mouse Shuggie IPA, Soulbender, or whatever. They have crazy names. Bye.